Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This should have everybody on alert. Over the past few weeks, you have all of these billionaires and millionaires talking about what? They're talking once again, openly, by the way. And I'm going to show you a few things in this video right here, which, by the way, if you like this kind of content, click that like button and let's get on that train to 100K subscribers. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But they're all talking about the great wealth transfer. Are they hearing what these billionaires and millionaires are saying? Are they seeing, peeping? Are they peeping the huge cash piles on the side? But let's begin here. This article is literally titled, we've read so many like this, but people aren't seeing the flashing signs. They're not seeing the alerts. This article is titled, "The Great Wealth Transfer Could Inject Up to $225 billion into cryptocurrencies." I personally believe a lot of it, just my humble opinion, not financial advice, will make it into XRP, will make it into XLM, will make it into Algorand, Quant, the usual suspects that are going to be respected, but XRP's up first. Why? Because it has the most legitimacy because of the court case. That can't be overlooked. And when the time comes, that piece of the puzzle will come into play. That's a huge ace to have in your pocket. But let's read this little tidbit here. It says, Galaxy Digital CEO founder Mike Novogratz. We've heard a lot from that individual lately, right? Don't worry. I have some XLM stuff coming up. Holy smokes. I'm going to have to break a lot of this stuff up. I discovered a lot of stuff looking deep into XLM once again, stellar. But anyway, it says, and they talk about the great wealth transfer as well. Companies associated with Stellar. That's why I brought that up. Oh, we're going to cook this video once again. Click that like button, subscribe, and I'm going to keep on going hard in the paint for you. It says here, founder Mike Novogratz believes that a transfer of wealth to the next generation could inject $225 billion into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Novogratz tells his 461,000 followers on social media platform X that he believes that millennials are more inclined to invest in digital assets than baby boomers. That's inconsequential. Listen. You got to skip past all that superficial. What has the Bank of International Settlement said? What has the IMF said? I just posted a video the other day from a large entity in the members only section. That stuff that I'm posting in that members only section, you got to look at those articles. You have to look at those videos, not just my members only videos that I'm making myself, but other ones that I post are very, very significant. What are they all saying? They're saying it's not about isolating millennials and baby boomers. That's all distraction. They're tokenizing everything, folks. They're going to tokenize everything. There's going to be a flood of capital, the likes of which people have never seen before. And to be quite frank, they're not ready. They're not prepared for what's coming, right? It's going to blow their minds. There's going to be mass depression and things like that, and mass excitement at the same time. It's going to be a balance because some people are going to rise to that new 1% people were talking about. What do they think it means when they're talking about great wealth transfer? You think it's going to be a few billion? You think that that's what all these companies are lining up to use the blockchain for? Not at all. Not at all. But we're going to expose it here, a little bit of it today. Little by little, we're unfolding the story, right? So we have that. Let me leave that there, okay? Let's move on here. Look at this. They're setting everything up. It's all a setup, just like I said in the video yesterday, right? Look at what they're doing here. Just a little bit more. You make up your own mind about it. I'm just sharing my opinion. I'm not here to force you to believe anything. This article's from fxstreet.com. It's getting hot right now, folks. They're getting ready. It's titled, JP Morgan speculated of shorting the market, but the bank triples their crypto team. Wait up. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. And see, this is why I take umbrage to a lot of what JP Morgan says, because they'll tell you, oh, Bitcoin is trash. Bitcoin is terrible. Cryptocurrencies are terrible. Meanwhile, they're tripling their crypto team to make more money off of crypto. If crypto is trash, and if JP Morgan was really against crypto and not just trying to FUD the people out of crypto, crash the markets and, manipulate everything, then why would they have so much zeal, have such a huge team, triple their team so they can make more money off of crypto? They know what's coming. They're putting themselves in position while all the other people are running away. JP Morgan, all the big money are getting in position before it's time. Let's read this little tidbit here. Hey, I'm just a humble researcher, reporter. Says here, JP Morgan Chase, while never publicly being supportive of Bitcoin. Yeah, they crapped all over Bitcoin recently. Yeah, I take umbras to that also, JP Morgan. We're rising. We're rising. We're not going to back down. We're going to take money from the bank coins. We're going to get money from Bitcoin. You're not going to stop us. That's just how I feel. So it says here, seems to be taking interest in the digital asset ahead of the potential spot Bitcoin ETF approval set for January 2024. Now, once again, remember, this is a company where just 2 weeks ago, they said they would shut Bitcoin down if they could. They were advising Congress to shut Bitcoin down 2 weeks ago. You see how they play the game? Oh, it's a dirty game, isn't it? Yes, it is. It says here, this opinion is reflected in the bank's recent personnel change, wherein, according to reports, the internal crypto team has tripled. They can fool a lot of people, but they can't fool me. Oh yeah, I'm on them. We're very wise on this channel. We have the best of the best subscribers on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed already, subscribed. We're going to 100K. We worked a long time. We worked hard. We're going to 100K, baby. Choo choo. Hop on that 100K train. It says, interestingly, these reports have come merely days after the bank's CEO, Jamie Dimon, made a rather bold statement about Bitcoin and crypto assets at the U.S. Senate hearing recently. Oh, it was Senate, not Congress. Senate hearing. Recently, Dimon told senators that he has always been opposed to digital assets and that if he were the government, he would close it down. So why don't you stop making money with us then? Oh, you don't want to close it down. You, in fact, it's the opposite. Those psychological games don't work on me. You actually want it to open up, but you want to dominate. Just like Franklin Templeton, Wisdom Tree, BlackRock, Blackstone, Valkyrie. Oh, you mean to tell me you're the only ones that want it shut down? I'd have to be a fool to believe that. You want all that money to yourself, but you can't have it to yourself. It irks you. It keeps them up late at night to know that a few of us got in early, a few of us got in low, that we're sitting on things that could possibly, not a guarantee, possibly lead to generational wealth, and that there will be new powers in the world. There will be a new 1% in the world. Yeah, it keeps you up at night, doesn't it, Mr. Diamond? We're coming. The new 1% is coming. Yeah, you can't stop it. Let's go here. Let's go here. All right. This is the lightest news I think that I have. This article here is the lightest article. Even it is telling a story. I hope the people are hearing it. This article here is from U.Today, and it is titled XRP, Cardano, and Solana. What do you know? 3 of our picks here, right? Potent picks, by the way. Cardano, been doing great. Solana, been doing great. And XRP, we all know where that's going. It says here, they have double-digit growth as bulls regain market control. Let's find out what they're talking about over here. It says the digital currency ecosystem is on a major revival course, with the combined market capitalization jumping by 4.55% to 1.61 trillion. Amid this ongoing resurgence, XRP, Cardano, and Solana are 3 of the biggest beneficiaries, with mostly double-digit growth seen in some of the key growth metrics associated with the trio. XRP is currently up 10% at the time of this writing. It has picked up massive volatility that is currently overshadowing its daily trading volume and has plummeted by 3% to 1,433,000. Oh, no, not 1 million. My apologies. 1,433,000 $433,964,760. After having slumped for the better part of the past week, XRP's current growth push has now helped it pair off its 7-day losses. I'm trying to get through this quickly because when we get to those that XLM information, it's dense. So I'm trying to get through this little part first. So Cardano is a better performer, jumping 18.36% to 65 cents. Ooh, nice. In what might be its most ambitious move since the start of the month. I don't think we need to go into Solana. We all know Solana has been doing very well, very bullish on it into the future. The future is extremely bright, right? Sometimes it may be a little bit blinding for some. Let's move on to this next chapter here, this next article here. So now we're going to actually skip this little article. We're going to skip it because we just don't have the time. And I have to get to a members only video later. I got some important stuff I want to tell the members section. All right. So now I want to point this out. We're getting into the XLM, the Stellar related news. I want to get through this little piece first. It's about MoneyGram. Now, as I said in the video yesterday, Stellar likes to start small, then expand. Remember, they bought a minority stake in MoneyGram. So any banks that work with MoneyGram, which, by the way, when they first landed that deal, I had read in a MoneyGram document, they have 4 clearinghouse banks that they use, that they work with. Now, Stellar has started off with a minority stake in MoneyGram. Doesn't mean they can't expand later, so keep that in mind as well. But look how rapidly MoneyGram has been expanding. And let me tell you something, with this expansion, they haven't even begun to get started with a major push into the public. I don't see MoneyGram advertisements everywhere. I don't see a big push happening. They can do that later. Right now, they're still testing things out. They're still getting used to things. They're still building. But look at this. It says here, MoneyGram, right? MoneyGram to launch non-custodial crypto wallets by Q1 of 2024. So if you didn't know before, now we need to keep that in mind and be on the lookout for that and try to stay up to date with that information because it could be significant. But this is what's important here. Let's read this little tidbit because I want to show you how much expansion, right? It says the non-custodial wallet will continue MoneyGram's remittance focus, allowing users to easily convert their digital assets to fiat. That's not what's important here, though. I want to get to this little piece. Let's see if we can find it. It says payment processing giant MoneyGram is set to launch its own non-custodial crypto wallet. The non-custodial crypto wallet will be built on Stellar Network and hit the market in the first quarter of 2024. The wallet was created in partnership with Cheesecake Labs. Now, I'm trying to find a part here. Now, the part that I want to find is where they say they haven't worked on one wallet, probably one non-custodial wallet, but they've worked on 8 wallets. 8 wallets. If that doesn't indicate to people that they're looking at domination in the future, I don't know what does. If their start is 8 wallets and one non-custodial wallet, holy smokes. So then this is the part here. It says, in recent years, MoneyGram has expanded its services to incorporate the digital asset market and developed its global fiat on and off ramp services for digital wallets in 2022. Since its launch, which hasn't been that long ago, right? The company has expanded its service to 8 Stellar Network digital wallets. That's rapid expansion. 2022 to 2023. That's pretty good movement for that short period of time. But like I said, that's one of the lighter pieces of information. Let's get off that. We have 2 more. We have documents today. Let's go over here. Now, this is a letter from the Democrats-Financial Services.house.gov. All right. This is from Stellar Foundation. Listen to this. It says here, importantly, especially in the context of this hearing, this is when they were talking to the government. It's important to know what they said, when they said it, why they said it. What does it indicate about their mind state and where Stellar is going, what they're trying to do? This is important, just like the document in yesterday's video. Let's read this. It says, especially in the context of this hearing, Stellar was designed for asset issuance, making it possible to create, send, and trade digital assets backed by nearly any form of value. That's global talk. Any form of value. They're letting the House know we can do it all. You think not? Let's keep going. It says here, and also was designed with compliance tools built in to help those asset issuers meet their own compliance obligations. This is one of the reasons why you haven't seen too many problems for Stellar. They've been shoulder to shoulder with these senators, congressmen, heads of companies, sitting in meetings. You saw the videos. Let's keep going. There's more. The network interoperates. Their big problem, interoperability. Stellar's like, don't worry about that. We got you. We've got your back. We can do it all. We can connect it all. Listen, the network interoperates with the traditional financial system to leverage the benefits of blockchain technology to enhance, not supplant. So they're letting them know we're not here to supplant you. We're not here to take over. Although they will dominate. They have been dominating, but that's what they're telling them. We're not here to take over. We'll help you. We'll complement you. And thus, Stellar has been able to slide in the back door of all these systems. Where does it all lead? Make up your own mind about that. It says not supplant existing financial infrastructure. The Stellar network has been operating for over 6 years, and today there are an average of 6.5 million daily operations. That's not what's important. Let's go here. Let's scroll down here. It says here, Stellar use cases. The Stellar platform, look how they talk. Look how they speak. I mean, listen, not look, but you know what I mean. The Stellar platform pioneered tokenization, designed for fiat-backed asset issuance before stablecoin was even a word. What does that tell you? I told you. Stablecoins are just a smokescreen. They sneak in that back door. Everything on Stellar, every wallet has to have a modicum of lumens. If Stellar takes over globally as the foundation of the new financial system, what does that mean for the system and its native protocol? Stablecoin. They were dominating. It was pioneered. Tokenization was the of everything. Was the idea before stablecoin was even a word. This is their letter. My interpretation, of course, make your own interpretation, right? It says, and as such, over the last number of years, an ecosystem of businesses and users have built use cases around Stellar-based stablecoins due to their incredible utility to solve many of the problems we see in today's payment landscape. Stop. Wait. What is a stablecoin really? Do you remember what the BIS said, the Bank of International Settlements? Do you remember what the Fed said? When the Fed said, hey, we may not even need a CBDC. They said, because we could always use a stable coin. Wait a minute. If all the banks begin using stable coins and Stellar's in bed with all of those different governmental entities and banks and regulators, and Stellar's moving that massive amount or a piece of that massive amount of capital, value, volume, what does it do to Stellar? You see how they're trying to position themselves? Now, there's no guarantees about the future, of course. But it's quite interesting, isn't it? Indeed it is. It says here, especially the current cross-border payment system, which is slow, costly, and fragmented. We know all that. Let's skip that little piece. It says, we aim to improve the existing cross-border payment system for businesses and individuals that utilize such services. For example, 800 million people, about 1 in 9 globally. So they go back to the global talk. That's another thing that they continuously do in this document. Global, the world. So they desire to be a dominant because obviously they're a company that they're not seeking to be non-dominant. They want to be dominant. They seek to be a dominant system globally. Now you see why they connected with the World Economic Forum, why they connected with Bank of International Settlements, why they connected with United Nations, why they're taking phone calls from the White House. So now remember that this is before they start getting those phone calls from the White House that they themselves let us know about, right? In the White House asking them about to help them on the digital dollar, correct? Listen to this. This is how they convince them. This is what tells you that there's a lot of potentiality here. This is what they're saying to them. It says, open networks like Stellar allow for continuous innovation, making sure our systems are more interoperable. They continue to ram that home because they know that's a weakness that they haven't solved. They didn't solve it then. They haven't solved it now. We're going to get them on that. We really are. It says, and adaptable. Financial inclusion, innovation, and integrity are not trade-offs. So how does one interpret that? I believe it means that, hey, we bring all this to the table and there's no substitute for us, right? There's no substitute for Stellar. We have inclusion. We have innovation. We have integrity. Powerful stuff. This is why it was important when there were 3 bank coin companies that were in front of those governmental panels back then. If you remember, it was Ripple, Stellar the most, and Algorand. They were the big 3 that fought, that spoke. And I think that's going to be very bounteous in the future. So now let's go here. We have another document. My apologies. I'm trying to get through these documents. They're very, very dense. So now this is a document from Franklin Templeton, prod.widen.net. So Franklin Templeton document, and it gets deep. They're another Stellar related company, and this gives you an idea of where they think blockchain is going and what is their primary blockchain. Stellar. This is on page number 5, and it says this. They're talking about why crypto markets are so dominant and are the future, right? It says crypto markets operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, can enable atomic settlement of transactions where payments and investments are simultaneously exchanged in near real time, facilitate automated market making, and democratize access to liquidity pools. That's going to be key. Enable assets to be programmed, conveying both rights and obligations and administered via self-executing clauses. Allow for various types of assets to be commingled and interoperable. Interoperability again, this time from Franklin Templeton. Let's go. It says, and ensure that the assets and the accompanying rights and obligations are easily transferable. In recognition of these differences, they're talking about the differences between the legacy system and the new financial system. It says here, in recognition of these differences, entities responsible for the financial market infrastructure are consulting on new frameworks. Interpretation, the new financial system. They're setting it up. This is what they're talking about. They're adopting these technologies. These new technologies, these DLTs are swallowing up the old infrastructures. And while there will be legacy system aspects of the new financial system, that won't stop the flood of capital going through the DLT, the bank coin aspects of the new financial system. It will not. It says here, these include the International Organization of Security Commissions, the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, and the Committee of Payments and Market Infrastructure, CPMIS. Several regions and market leaders are actively exploring the potential of rewriting their financial rules and re-architecting their market infrastructure as shown in Exhibit 7. And then they give you some mind-blowing diagrams. They're all reworking their systems. This is why it's taking so long. But what happens when they're finished and the flood begins? I don't know when they're going to be finished. I just know if everything goes according to plan and it continues on this trajectory, holy smokes. Let's go down to page 7 here. I believe it was this document that actually had more information. So this is where Franklin Templeton speaks about the what they call the great wealth transfer. They're all talking about this at the same time. It says, These attitudes are important considerations as there is expected, not, oh, we hope it's expected to be an $87 trillion. Now, let me go back here. Let me know how many of you made it this far, because this is an important part of the video. I need to highlight this part, actually, because look how they lowballed the number in that first article. They lowballed it and say, oh, the great wealth transfer is going to be $225 billion. That's what Novogratz said. This is why you can't trust some of these people. No disrespect, but you can't trust some of these people. You got to look at the documents where they're not talking to retail. To retail, they will lie. To their own people, they might lie as well. But to the banks and other financial institutions, they're more apt to tell something closer to the truth. Now this is mind-blowing. It says there is expected to be $87 trillion transfer of wealth from baby boomers to young generations. I don't trust the years they put on here. One says by 2030, one says by 2045. So I deduce from that they don't know. It's going to be much, much earlier than that. And I'll tell you why. Just, being sort of an economist, I've read many articles over this last few months about a lot of baby boomers going back to work. It's not going to take that long for the wealth transfer to happen. I'm telling you now, there's so many different problems occurring that they're getting ready right now for that wealth transfer. But that's what it says here. $87 trillion. Now, I was going to do a little bit of gold news, but we'll do a little bit of gold news tomorrow. We're going to leave it off there. $87 trillion. Great wealth transfer is coming. This is a Franklin Templeton document. Let me scroll up here and tell you the name of it in case you want to look it up. But I probably already put the picture up. It's titled Franklin Templeton Digital Assets. Why crypto and why now? So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.